Take off your shoes right now and try this. Spread your toes as wide as they will go. Then try lifting just your big toe, while keeping the other 4 pressed to the floor. Next, press your big toe down and lift only the smaller 4. If any of these movements felt impossible, stiff, or painful, that is not a minor inconvenience. That is your body sending you a warning about what is coming if you do nothing. Your toes are almost certainly the most neglected part of your body. Locked inside shoes for most of the day, they receive almost no dedicated training, no stretching, and no attention unless there is pain. But research published in recent years has revealed something most people never consider. The strength of your toe flexor muscles is one of the most reliable predictors of whether you will keep walking independently into old age, whether you will survive a fall, and ultimately how long you will live on your own terms. The numbers behind falls in older adults are genuinely frightening. Among adults over 65, falling is the second leading cause of accidental death, after traffic accidents in Korea. When a fall results in a hip fracture, 1-year mortality reaches approximately 25%, and 2-year mortality climbs as high as 70% in some reported statistics. A population-based study found that 1-year mortality after hip fracture in elderly Korean patients was 2.85 times higher than the general mortality rate for the same age group. A single fall can transform a healthy, independent older adult into a long-term care patient. And when researchers trace back the biomechanical chain that leads to that fall, weakened toe muscles appear near the top of the list. Here is why toes matter so much to walking. During each step, the final phase before your foot lifts off the ground places enormous demand on your toe flexors. They are responsible for generating the push-off force that propels your body forward. The big toe alone accounts for over 40% of that total push-off power. Simultaneously, your toes function as anchors when you are standing, gripping the ground to maintain postural stability. When this gripping strength diminishes, balance becomes unstable, and the risk of stumbling over ordinary obstacles multiplies dramatically. Research published in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy confirmed that toe flexor strength declines by approximately 35 to 38% in older adults compared to younger ones. A 2017 study found that this decline begins earlier and progresses faster than the loss of hand grip strength, the most commonly used muscle measure in aging research. This makes toe strength an early warning indicator of systemic aging. A study associating toe pressure strength with walking speed in older adults found direct, measurable relationships between how hard you can press down with your toes and how fast you walk. Walking speed itself, measured in meters per second, is one of the most powerful predictors of survival ever identified. At age 75, the difference between fast and slow walkers translates to a spread of 10-year survival rates, from 19% to 87% in men and 35 to 91% in women. The muscles inside the foot, called intrinsic foot muscles, also support the arch of the foot. When they weaken, the arch collapses. Stress accumulates in the plantar fascia, and pain begins in the heel and sole. That pain reduces activity. Reduced activity weakens all muscles further. The downward spiral accelerates. A 2024 study confirmed that targeted intrinsic foot muscle training significantly improves balance and proprioception, meaning the body's ability to sense its own position in space in older adults. Strengthening these tiny muscles is one of the most direct interventions available for fall prevention. Now here are the 5 exercises you need to start today. They require no equipment, no gym membership, and no special space. You can do all of them sitting in a chair, watching television, or before getting out of bed in the morning. The first is the towel scrunch. Place a small towel or piece of cloth flat on the floor. Using only your toes, scrunch the towel toward your heel and then release. Focus on engaging the arch of the foot as you pull. This directly trains the toe flexors and intrinsic foot muscles that have been dormant inside your shoes. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions per set, 3 sets per day. Your foot will fatigue quickly at first, and that fatigue is the proof of how little these muscles have been used. The second is toe spreading. In bare feet, spread all 5 toes as wide apart as possible. Hold for 3 seconds and release. This activates the interosseous muscles between the toes and restores lateral stability to the foot. Most people find this extremely difficult initially because years inside narrow shoes have compressed and stiffened the toes. With daily practice, most people see clear improvement in spread range within 3 weeks. Do 10 repetitions, 3 sets per day. The third is big toe isolation. Keeping the 4 smaller toes pressed to the floor. Lift only the big toe as high as you can. Hold for 2 seconds, then reverse, pressing the big toe down while lifting the 4 smaller toes. Alternate these two movements. This trains the neuromuscular connection that coordinates toe function during walking and is particularly important for restoring that push-off power. Do 10 repetitions of each position, 2 sets per day. The fourth is the short foot exercise. Sit or stand with your foot flat on the floor. Without curling your toes or lifting your heel, gently draw the ball of your foot toward your heel by actively raising the arch. The foot will appear to shorten slightly. Hold for 5 seconds and release. This is the most studied intrinsic foot muscle exercise in clinical research and has been confirmed to improve arch height and balance performance. 10 repetitions, 2 sets daily. The fifth is the toe raise and heel raise combo. First, keeping your heels on the floor. Lift the front of your foot and all your toes as high as possible. Hold 3 seconds, lower slowly. Then keeping the front of your foot down. Rise onto your toes as high as possible. Hold 3 seconds, lower slowly. Alternating these two movements trains the tibialis anterior, gastrocnemius, soleus, and the long toe flexors in a single sequence. 10 repetitions of each, done sitting or standing. Standing adds an additional balance challenge. All 5 exercises together take 10 to 15 minutes. Consistency matters more than intensity. Most people begin noticing improved toe mobility and steadier balance between 4 and 6 weeks of regular practice. One complementary habit that amplifies the results significantly is spending more time barefoot at home. When bare feet contact the floor, the intrinsic foot muscles work continuously to grip and stabilize. Thick socks and slippers eliminate that stimulus entirely. Your toes are where every step begins, and where your independence is either protected or surrendered. The research is clear. People who maintain strong toes walk faster, fall less, and live longer with their autonomy intact. Take off your shoes, do 1 set of toe spreads right now, and begin the most important exercise routine you have probably never done before.